No, that's true. I often think that, and again, it goes along a little bit what we said before about authority in the church. There's a tendency for everybody to think that Vatican II came down from heaven like this. But again, it was my experience in Rome in the late 50s and studying at that time to realize that Vatican II was really the fruit of many developments that were taking place within the Catholic Church. For example, the biblical renewal. The biblical renewal really started when Pius XII slightly opened the doors in 1943 with his encyclical Divino Affante Spiritu. Had there been no biblical renewal, there never would have been a Vatican II. Then in addition to the biblical renewal, there was the liturgical renewal. The liturgical renewal had gone on starting even in the 19th century at Maria Laach in Germany. In this country, the St. John's in Collegeville, the magazine Orate Fratres, now called Worship, beginning in the 1940 or earlier. And but if there weren't for liturgical renewal, there never would have been a Vatican II. Then you had the catechetical renewal. The whole emphasis up until that time, about the only thing they knew in the United States was the Baltimore Catechism, where you learn the questions and answers kinds of thing. But, you know, in the early 20th century, people talked about a more charismatic approach. You had to, the catechesis just simply wasn't telling people truths to be believed in, but it was telling them, it was telling them to open their heart, to change, to live the good news kind of thing. And this charismatic renewal in the catechetical movement. Again, there would have been no Vatican II without it. And also there had been a great renewal in the role of the laity in life. The famous Canon Cardijn in Belgium with his idea that above all we had to have like people ministering to like. So that workers had to minister to workers, youth had to minister to youth, married people had to minister to married people. And this whole emphasis in Europe, especially the young Christian workers and the young Christian students. In the United States, it was the Catholic family movement. And all of these things preceded Vatican II, and there never would have been a Vatican II without them.